Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this afternoon's news conference. To the media in attendance, thank you, and everybody on the phone, thank you. We will get to your questions in a moment. First of all, we begin this afternoon with the Honourable Rajan Sawhney, Minister of Transportation.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Such a delight to be here today. I'm joined today by my good friend, Amber Link, the Reeve of Wheatland County, and my ADM, Crystal Damer. And thank you, Rob. I'm pleased to be here today on behalf of my colleagues from government. As you know, Bill 5, the Traffic Safety Amendment Act 2022, will be introduced in the legislature. These amendments proposed under Bill 5 are part of government's ongoing efforts to ensure our roads are among the safest in the country. This bill will provide improved safety on our roads and highways for roadside workers and enhance existing safety rules for first responders. Every year, there are dozens of collisions and near misses with snowplows on our roads and highways. Highway maintenance workers also face considerable risk when they work to keep our roads safe and clear throughout the year. Last year, we consulted with Albertans and our stakeholders on safety for roadside workers. The result was that Albertans, traffic safety advocacy organizations, and those who work in highway maintenance wholeheartedly agreed that more needs to be done to protect roadside workers and make our highways safer. Bill 5 proposes many changes to do just that. Currently, motorists are required to slow down to 60 kilometers per hour or the speed limit, whichever is lower, in the adjacent lane when passing an emergency vehicle or tow truck with its flashing lights activated. The changes in Bill 5 will mean that all lanes of traffic traveling on the same side as a stopped emergency or roadside worker vehicle must slow down to 60 kilometers per hour or the speed limit, whichever is lower, when the vehicle's lights are flashing. This also applies to all vehicles traveling in both directions on highways with one lane in each direction. Similar rules are common in most other provinces across the country and leads to improved safety. The proposed changes under Bill 5 will give similar protection to snowplow operators and roadside maintenance workers that first responders and tow truck operators have had under the Traffic Safety Act. These changes are what Albertans have asked for and will make our roads safer for those who work on or near them. To ensure Albertans and law enforcement are informed and have time to prepare for these changes, Alberta's government will undertake an educational campaign for all drivers in the province prior to the anticipated enforcement date in spring of 2023. As spring approaches, there will be more workers on our roads repairing and maintaining them. Others will be helping stranded motorists and assisting those in emergencies. So please slow down and give our first responders and maintenance workers the room they need to work safely. Once in place, whenever drivers approach flashing lights on Alberta roads, they will need to drive 60 kilometers an hour or slower. Thank you all for your time today, and I'd be very happy to take questions.
Thank you to Minister Sawhney. We do have some media here. If anybody in the room with us would like to start things off by asking a question, just come to the podium and introduce yourself.
Hi, Minister. It's Kim Smith with Global News. Just a question about potentially doing more. So right now, you'll have that slowing of all the lanes. Are there going to be, there is some information that came out of the survey in terms of some other things that people might be looking for. Are there other changes that you could potentially see down the road?
That's a good question. So these changes that we are bringing forward, as you had mentioned, have been requested by Albertans and some of our industry partners as well. But right now, we are trying to ensure that we have consistency with other jurisdictions. So that's why these particular changes are being contemplated right now and, in fact, introduced. But as we move forward, we're certainly open to hearing more from Albertans. But consistency with other jurisdictions is also very important.
And just some clarity in terms of, you had mentioned that this brings everyone in line under the Traffic Safety Act, all different industries. What is the difference currently? Do you know?
So currently, let's take construction workers, for example. They're very well protected. They have to put together plans, and there is signage and physical barriers that do protect them. Right now, other workers, roadside workers, don't have those same protections. So these particular changes to the Traffic Safety Act will ensure that they have the same protections as others do working in emergency situations. It's all about introducing more safety on the roads for everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Operator, we have some callers on the line. Can you put through the first caller, please?
Yes, the first caller is Catherine Grakowski, Alberta Today. Please go ahead.
Thanks for taking my question, Minister. Another one of those changes that has been proposed by the tow truck industry and has been in place in Saskatchewan since 2017 is allowing tow truck operators to have flashing blue lights instead of the amber. I'm wondering why this wasn't included in the Act, where we're at with that.
Thank you, Catherine. That's a really good question because certainly we have had some discussions within the department and the ministry about this particular issues. And I can tell you that we are doing a study that should be available towards the end of this month or in a couple of months that is actually looking into different lighting configurations. So as we get more information on that, we will undertake a further conversation around it. But right now, police services are the only ones who are using blue lights at this time.
And your follow-up, Catherine?
Yeah, I understand this will come in the regulation, but I'm wondering what, if any, changes you're looking at in terms of increased fines or changes to the demerits.
Yeah, and the answer to the question is what you said at the outset. We are going to spend some time defining the regulations, so I can't answer that question definitively. We will be spending the next year educating Albertans through very succinct communication strategies and also defining the regulations. So I'll have more to say about this in the future.
Thank you, Catherine. Operator, the next caller, please.
Thank you, Janet French, CBC.
Hi there. Thanks for taking my question. The other discussion we've been having about highway safety and road safety is photo radar. And you had some concerns about that tool not being a cash cow. But could the expansion of this law also be a cash cow for municipalities in the province? Like, couldn't the police camp out near these zones and nab drivers who are not up to speed, no pun intended, with the new rules?
Thank you, Janet. And let me assure you, there's no intention to create any type of a situation that would result in a cash cow situation with the municipalities. This is entirely about safety for roadside workers. It was a request that was made by Albertans and our industry partners. And we do have some data to back up why this is so important. I mean, there were 36 near misses, and according to AMA, and we had 128 collisions with snowplows in the last couple of years. So there is a real situation out there that needed to be addressed. And again, this is all about safety.
And Janet, a follow-up?
I do. New topic. I'm wondering what your thoughts are on Brian Jean coming back into the House. Can the Premier count on your support for his leadership in Red Deer, or do you have an appetite for change in party leadership at this time?
I support our Premier, and I haven't had any time to think about Mr. Jean and his coming into the caucus in government. When I have some time to reflect on that, we can discuss it further. But of course, I am a Minister of the Crown, and Premier Jason Kenney is the leader of the party, and he has my support.
Thank you, Janet. Next caller, operator.
Thank you, David Bowles, Global News.
Hi there, Minister. I just want to ask about the education component, if I may. What would some of that look like, potentially with young drivers? Might there be a possibility to maybe amend some of the driver's license criteria in order to have them better informed as to what this may look like, this new legislation may look like when it comes into force in 2023?
I'm not clear about the portion about amending driver's licenses, but going back to the question, the educational component will include a social media campaign. We will reach out to the AMA and to other industry partners as well to keep them informed of the regulations as they are developing. And it will be a communication strategy that will be designed to reach out to all Albertans from all different demographics.
And a follow-up, David?
No, that's it for me. Thank you so much for your time.
All right. And I believe that is all we have. Minister, thank you very much. And everybody else, thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.